Okay, so if you're into Notion, there's a good chance you've already watched a bunch of second brain videos. And honestly, some of them are super impressive. Really sophisticated systems, tons of features. But I know that for a lot of people, that can also feel kind of overwhelming. Like, you watch the video, you're hyped, you download the template, and then a couple weeks later, it just sits there completely untouched. And that's actually why I wanted to make this video. Not to tell you mine is somehow better, but just to walk you through how I personally built and use my own second brain in a way that's actually stuck with me long term and that I genuinely use every single day. So real quick, the idea behind a second brain is pretty simple. Our brains are constantly overloaded with information, and we're just not built to hold on to all of it. So the goal is to build a capture system for your notes, your ideas, your tasks, your journal, so that nothing gets lost. And from there, all of that info can turn into something concrete. Projects, events, goals, stuff that actually moves forward. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how my second brain is structured, why I made the choices I made, and hopefully give you some ideas you can apply to your own setup, whether you use my template or not. And if you do want to dive deeper, I'll leave the link to the template in the description so you can start right away. Also, quick mention, I recently made a video on how I connect Notion with Claude AI and the workflow I use alongside the second brain to boost my productivity even more. If that sounds interesting, go check it out. And if you stick around until the end of this one, I'll show you a Claude use case that I'm honestly a little obsessed with at this point. I think you're gonna really like it too. All right, I don't want to drag the intro out, so let's get into it. So the template is split into three main parts. The first part follows the PARA method, which stands for projects, areas, resources, and archive. This structure was popularized by Tiago Forte, and honestly, if you don't know his work, go look him up. For me, it's just the simplest and most effective way to manage your databases digitally, especially for project management. He's actually the one who invented the whole second brain concept. I'll drop his book in the description. But for this video, I'm gonna walk you through my own interpretation of the second brain based on my experience and expertise in digital organization and productivity. The second part is what I call the productivity tools. Basically, everything that completes the project management side of things, which is the core of the planner. And here's what's cool. All the databases are interconnected through areas. So depending on which area of your life you're looking at, you can track related projects, upcoming events, objectives, all of it. It gives you so many different perspectives on your own life, which I think is really powerful. And then the third and last part is the life planning section. There are 4 parts here that cover your daily life: a finance tracker, a meal planner, a fitness planner, and a reading tracker. I've made individual videos for each of these. They were originally standalone planners that I brought together inside the second brain to make everything as complete as possible without it ever feeling heavy or overwhelming. What I love about this template is that everything is intentional. There's no extra fluff, just clean, raw information like the review panels in the top left corner of every dashboard, so you always know exactly where things stand and what to do next. Okay, so now let's actually create a new project, and you'll see it's super easy. Head to the project section and click New Page. A new page will open with a pre-configured layout. The first thing you'll want to do is select an area from the existing list. There are already a bunch of pre-configured areas that cover a wide range of life domains, but you can absolutely create your own too. On the left, you'll see a calendar view of your tasks. On the right, list views broken down by task type, and any task you create inside the project will automatically be linked to that project. So click on today's date in the calendar, for example. The new task will automatically get today's date, which makes sense. Then to add the estimated time for the task, meaning how long you plan to spend on it. Just fill in the dedicated field. make sure to enter it in minutes, but don't worry, it automatically converts to hours. If you have multiple tasks in a project, you can manage them from the different list views on the right, like I mentioned. Now, when you update the status of a task, it automatically moves the overall progress bar of the project forward. And once a task is marked as completed, it's no longer counted in the total time calculation for the project, which is super satisfying, especially when you're dealing with a really complex project with like 50 plus tasks. Watching that progress bar grow and the total time shrink. Genuinely motivating. You can also link one or more resources to a project and access them directly from here to support the development of your work. Now let's go back to the main view because honestly, managing a bunch of projects at the same time is way easier than it sounds. At the top left, you'll find a review that gives you a full summary of all your tasks, broken down by day, week, and month. The progress bar and time estimate shown there cover all non-archived tasks for the week, regardless of which project they belong to. Then below that, the dashboard follows a clear structure. Tasks for today, tasks for the week, and tasks for the month. For the areas dashboard, which we touched on briefly, this is where all your life domains live. Whenever you create a project, add an event, set an objective, or log something in your bullet journal, you'll be asked to link it to an area. And I know it might seem like an extra step, but it's genuinely the key that makes the whole system work. Because for each area of your life, you can actually see how you're progressing. There are 12 pre-configured areas, which is a lot, but you can customize them however you want. Edit them, remove some, add your own, totally up to you. Each area will show you the progress of your related projects, flag tasks to follow up on, and highlight upcoming events. Speaking of events, at the very bottom of the area's dashboard, you'll find all your events organized by area. We'll look at the calendar in a bit. It's really simple once you get the hang of it. Now, if you open an individual area page, everything you see is linked to that specific area. The roll-up is organized by day, week, and month, so you can find things quickly. Just make sure you're clicking on the right task or event with a single click. And at the very bottom, you'll find notes, ideas, and resources. Let's move on to resources. Now, the page might look complex at first. Lots of text, lots of reviews, but in reality, it's super simple. To add a resource, there's basically just one thing to do. After clicking the automation button to create a new resource page, select the area to categorize it. Same as always. The date automatically sets to today, which acts as the register date, but you can change it to whatever you need. You can categorize the resource using the available tags, or just add your own. Then add the author, select the resource type from the existing list, and rate the quality on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being top quality, obviously. And that's it. Once you've filled in the body of the page to actually enrich the resource, click the checkbox to move it from the inbox into the regular view. You'll find all your resources just below, and you can filter them by top quality or by resources linked to at least one project. If you switch to the General Entries view, you can also manage your notes and ideas. Just click New Page from the inbox, fill in all the relevant info, and don't forget to add an area. Once done, the page shows up in the inbox, and you can change the status with the dedicated button. When you archive a note, an idea, or a resource, you can always find it in your archives. And that's really the whole point of a database. You don't delete information after you're done with it. You keep it just in case you ever want to come back to an old project or reference something from before. All right, now let's talk about how to create an event and manage your personal calendar. To add an event, there's an automation button specifically for that. It automatically adds a new entry to the inbox. And actually, if you've been paying attention, you'll notice that pretty much the entire planner follows the same 3-phase structure: inbox, regular views, and archive. It's consistent throughout. So from the inbox, once you've renamed your event, you can update the date if needed. It defaults to today, which makes sense. The status will also automatically be set to not started, totally logical, and you can change it at any time. As always, you'll need to add an area and one or more tags, then assign a priority level on a 5-star scale, with 5 being ultra high priority. Once configured, click the checkbox to move the event from the inbox into the regular views. Depending on the status and date, it'll appear in the right section: today, this week, or this month. And just like with projects, you'll find a review panel in the top left for events too. Okay, so I think we've covered most of the core features of the second brain, but there are still a lot of pages we haven't explored. And if I went through everything, this video would be way too long. Like I said earlier, I've made full dedicated videos for the bullet journal, goals and objectives, and the habit tracker, so go check those out. One thing worth noting though, in the goals and objectives page inside the second brain, I added a quarterly review for extra precision, but the overall functionality is the same as in the standalone video. Also, for the finance tracker, this is a simplified version compared to the one in the dedicated finance tracker video. And that's intentional. There's no point overloading the second brain with features it doesn't need to focus on, but you'll still have everything essential to track your finances. The meal planner, fitness planner, and reading tracker are identical to the ones in their respective videos. Now, okay, this is the part I've been waiting to show you. As you may already know, I've recently integrated Claude AI into my Notion workflow. I made a full video on that too, and it's available now. In it, I go through different use cases of Claude with Notion and how AI and the MCP can genuinely boost your productivity. But there's one thing I absolutely had to show you here. As you probably know, Claude has this really cool feature called artifacts, which lets you create visual elements using Claude code, and you don't need to know how to code it all because Claude handles all of it automatically. So today, I want to show you something kind of crazy you can do with Claude inside your second brain, as you like basically turn it into your own personal performance analyst. And no, I don't mean the generic stuff like sleep 8 hours, go work out. Like, we know that already. And honestly, coming from an AI, who cares? What I'm talking about is way more specific. The idea is you have Claude go directly into your second brain, your tasks, your projects, your calendar, your bullet journal, your habits over the last month, and cross-reference literally all of it. So it can tell you with actual data how you really work, not how you think you work. And that's where it gets interesting because the prompt I use asks it to look at very specific things, like your estimated time versus the time you actually spent on each task, your success rate depending on the time of day. Are you more productive in the morning, the afternoon, at night? The types of tasks you systematically underestimate, the days of the week where delays start piling up, and the big one, time leaks, tasks you started and just never finished. And if you track your mood or energy in your bullet journal, it'll even look for a correlation. Like, does a bad day actually lead to a productivity drop the next day? And all of that comes back to me in one single visual artifact, structured in 4 parts. First, a weekly energy score out of 100, with a 4-week trend if I've got enough data. Then, a ranking I like to call the time thieves. Basically the 3 projects or task categories that eat up the most time compared to what they're actually giving me back in progress. After that, a fully personalized insight, not a textbook tip, but an actual pattern. Something like, your best days this month all had one thing in common. You started with a deep focus task before 10 a.m. And finally, a stop/keep/test section, kind of like an agile retro, which turns this whole diagnostic into a list of actual actions instead of just a wall of stats nobody wants to read. And here's the important part. I explicitly tell it to never hallucinate. So if some data is missing, like say I didn't track my sleep or energy enough this month, it has to tell me that clearly, instead of just making up a pattern that isn't real. Everything has to be grounded in my actual data, period. I'm dropping the exact prompt in the description, so you can just copy paste it, connect Claude to your Notion, and in like 1 to 2 minutes, you've got this whole diagnostic right in front of you.